Good morning, class. Today I will take a new chapter. This is your chapter 2nd from history, the expansion of British power. So, this chapter is basically about how the British came in India and how did they actually establish their roots in India, how did they capture India, annexed India, and establish their rule for over 200 years. Okay, and this chapter basically revolves around the 17th century. So when I'm talking about 17th century, the years are referred as 1600s. Okay, all the years from 1601 to 1699 are considered as 17th century. So let us begin with the chapter from introduction. You have read in previous class that since ancient times India was an important trading center. Merchants and traders from Europe and Asia came to India regularly. The frequency of trade increased in the medieval period. The Indian rulers also supported the trade as it was very profitable for them. Okay, so which means India has always been a center where people from different countries used to come here and trade in India, and in this way India was a trading center. Also, merchant and traders from where Europe and Asia used to come in India. Why? For trading. So let us first understand the difference between merchants and traders. See, merchants are basically a person or a company involved in wholesale trade, especially one dealing with foreign countries. So merchant can be a single person also or a group of person also, and they basically trade in any kinds of goods and services, okay, in wholesale, first thing. And second thing, they sell goods outside countries. So let's suppose if we are talking about Europe and Asia, so merchants used to come there from Europe and Asia, come to India, trade here, buy goods, and then sell it to either their own countries or other countries. So they are called merchants, and they used to buy goods and services in bulk, in wholesale, so that the price of the goods and services can be less or can be reduced, and they can earn a lot of profit. While traders are simply a person who buy and sell goods, okay, goods or currency or anything. So traders and merchants used to come to India regularly to trade, and especially they are saying they used to come from Europe and Asia, right? So if you want to look at map, your this basic area is your Europe, and your this basic entire is your Asia. So traders used to come from here. Also, in which period trade increased in India a lot? It was medieval period. We know that earlier there were kings who were ruling in India in different parts, right? So in medieval period, the Indian rulers also supported this trade as it was very profitable for them. So in this period, kings used to support the merchants coming or traders coming into India, because the merchants and traders used to buy a lot of goods from India, and thus the Indian rulers used to gain a lot of profit. Okay, initially then trade basically in the 17th century was carried by individual, okay, initial till the early 70s. If I'm saying early 70s means 1600, we can say 10 1620s, the early years of 1600. So it was done by individual merchants and traders, as they did not always have the backing of their respective countries. So why did the traders and the merchants were individual in the 17th century? Because maybe their country was not supporting them financially or were aware about them. In course of time this changed, but slowly this changed. The European countries began to form trading companies to trade with the East. Slowly and steadily, what happened? The European countries, we have many countries in Europe. So Europe started forming trading companies. So when I'm referring to companies, it means it was a group of people, okay? Group of traders or group of merchants. And they started trading with the East. One of them was the English East India Company. So if the European countries are forming trade, so it means from individual traders, now a group of traders were getting support from their countries, backing from their countries. So at that time, one important company which was formed was the English East India Company. Okay, it was started by a group of merchants. In 1600, Queen Elizabeth I gave it a charter which granted the company the exclusive right to trade with the East. So to East India Company, English East India Company in 1600, Queen Elizabeth I, she gave a charter. Now what is a charter? Charter is a basically, you can say, a chart in which rights are clearly mentioned, your privileges are clearly mentioned, you can say, for a company, for an institution. So a charter was produced for the English East India Company so that they can trade out in the country, also in which their exclusive rights were written regarding trade. This meant that no other trading group from England could compete with the company, since since England had only made one company supporting them, okay, that is the English East India Company. So by then only English East India Company was getting backing from their country. Rest were could be individuals or group, but they did not had any clear cut charter with them which was mentioning about the rights of the traders. Okay, so this gave a very important step, or you can say change the process of trading.